How y'all doing? Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream, man. It's a good day to be a fun holder, you know? It's a good day to be holding Phunware stock. You know? Dragblaze, what's up, man? How you doing, Viciox? David? Nick Washington, what's up? At Risk, hello. Jose, hello. How y'all doing, man? Pablo Salinas, hello, man. How y'all doing? Hey, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe button for me, it's free. It costs you nothing, and it helps the channel grow, and we could grow our community together, man. Hit that YouTube algorithm, you know? We are going to listen to the earnings call, Laces. Yep, we are, man. All right, let's see what's going on here. Looking pretty bullish after hours, huh? Here, we'll turn the music down a little bit. There we go. Looking pretty bullish. I am not mad at this at all. How could you ever be mad at this? They did well, man. We all knew. Well, maybe not all of us. I got a lot of haters, but I have conviction in this company. I think this is just very minuscule compared to what we're gonna see over the coming months and years, man. So I'll be here. I'll be here for a while, you know. We ain't going nowhere. It's obvious. It's obvious that retail likes this stock. They like the company. They like the management. For anybody who doesn't know, I could just read it to you. Phunware reported quarterly earnings of 0.01 per share, which beat the analyst consensus estimate of negative 0.04 cents by 125%. That's a 111% increase over losses of the same period last year. Company reported quarterly sales of 2.20 million, which missed the analyst consensus by an estimate of 2.27 million by 3%. Okay, when we're talking about the quarterly sales, listen, it missed analyst consensus by $700,000. Now let me put that into perspective for you. Okay. When Phunware bought the dip on Bitcoin last week and Bitcoin ended up hitting a new all-time high, they made over 700,000 just in that little period of time. Okay, so this quarterly analyst consensus estimate is a little skewed in my opinion. So yeah, small fries. Well, that initial pump was just retail investors finding Phunware, right? They were just nobody had heard about this until it got other exposure, right? As far as retail goes, yeah, I imagine there were retail investors in this before. I've seen some screenshots and stuff, so yeah. My Weeble has been really weird with these candles after hours. Sometimes it'll glitch out pretty far. Yeah, see, Phunware is currently trading 415 right here at the top of this candle, but my Weeble kind of glitches. Pizza Bandit, Cyrus Learn, hello. Educated Fool, what's up, man? Riz, what's up, man? Oh, I think it will be. I think it will be, Skyboss. I think we're about to have a good time here. Hey, if you guys could smash that like button for me so we could hit YouTube's algorithm, get some people, you know, that would be very cool. I would really appreciate it. I don't do any of this for profit or money making on my end. I'm a medically retired vet, and I like studying the stock market, and I found this stock as an opportunity to do good things and possibly help other people as well. So oh, nice, Ken AJ. Hell yeah, man. Eat pizza on Twitter. Hey, what's up, dude? Average is $20 in fun. Is that good? Okay, Russian troll network. Yikes. Yeah, that's great, man. Just hold on to it. You'll be all right. Yeah, this earnings call should be pretty good. I'm excited about it. Thank you guys for all the love, man. Holy crap. You guys are killing it. Killing it today, man. Hey, I appreciate you, Laces. Thank you for being here, man. This little glitch trade hit almost in the same spot both times at 390. As far as the daily goes, look at this, man. Is this just not a massive falling wedge here ready to break out? I mean, you tell me. Just hold the candle bodies there. We'll go from the top of this one. I mean, look at that. This is the daily chart, by the way. We're looking for that breakout there. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, man. Thank you very much. Hey, what's up, Green Matrix? Jason Hoffman, what's up, man? Hey, thank you, Riz. I appreciate that. Dreamer, what's up? Hello. How y'all doing today? Average down from 20 and now at 801. See, this is the way. That is the way. Hey, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. The next stream we'll have like live alerts on this stream for like when people subscribe and stuff. So your name will pop up. I'll get that done for the next stream. Alex L, hello. Anything you guys want me to do anything differently or change or anything that I can do better to help you guys out, because I'm going to be doing this, you know, my own way until I get criticism or, you know, constructive criticism at least. But you just let me know what you'd like to see more of and how I can help assist better. Me too, at risk. I love the chat right now. It's great. Appreciate everything you do over on StockTwits. You got a new sub. Thank you very much, Green Matrix. Thank you, man. I'm not as active on StockTwits as I am on Twitter, but I do like to post there because there are a lot of retail traders there. Can I see your hot face? Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, I'm choosing to remain anonymous on this account for now. For now. Just because you know, there's a lot of crazy people in this world, and when it comes to their money, people can make rash decisions, and I don't want to. I want to grow my following a bit more before I do a face reveal and all of that stuff. Just trying to be safe, you know. Try to get more people over from StockTwits. Yeah, here I'll go ahead and retweet this. We got about 12 minutes here. Let's retweet this. Retweet. All right. There we go. I retweeted it on Twitter. Here's the status. If y'all could show your friends or anybody else holding Phunware, that would be great, man. And we could all hang out together. What color Tesla are you getting? Black. Yeah. Greetings from Amsterdam. Hey, Sanders. Hello, hello. Hey, Rodania. Hello. Hey, no worries, David. No worries, man. Hope everybody's having a good day out there. I appreciate you posting this on StockTwits, man. Thank you, guys. You didn't have to do that. I do appreciate it. All right, let's see what kind of after hours action we can get into here. Everyone's feelings about the earnings call? Man, I'm extremely bullish. I mean, especially after them releasing the good earnings, I'm extremely bullish. I think this is going to be very good. How did you originally find Phun? Just curious. I'm just your average retail trader that's been doing this for a little bit and taught myself technical analysis and DD, just like many retail traders when they struck up the meme phase earlier this year. And yeah, so I've been trading ever since then, and man, almost like full-time hours studying this stuff, and since then. And when I found Phunware, when many other retail traders found Phunware a few weeks ago, October 22nd, I saw it as a good thing after I did all my DD that weekend, and I was like, dude, Sunday we're doing this, man. I feel like this is a good opportunity for retail investors and myself, so I'm not gonna miss out. Hey, thank you, Alex L. Why do you believe in Phun? Dude, I really like the management. I really like, I'm a veteran as well, so we speak the same language, kind of. That's like, I'd say that's like 50% of that. And then the other 50% for me is how forward-looking the technology is that they're attempting to implement and implementing around the country and the world. I think, I mean, this company is literally creating the ad technology from Minority Report. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, when you really look into it and dig into like how this company's platforms that they're developing can be utilized, man, who knows where this could go. Are you holding any SHIB? I'm not holding any SHIB. Hey, what's up, Sirtak? Hello. Fahad, hello, man. JC Stewart, hello. Thank you. Sean Orlando, hello, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you very much. We're about 7 minutes out here from the earnings call. I'm going to turn this down just so it doesn't accidentally blow some hearers out. Okay, there we go. Okay, they just have hold music on, so we're just gonna listen to our music for a little bit. Hello, buddy Paula. Hope you guys are having a good day, man. Well, I know if you're a fun holder and you're holding after hours, you're having a good day, so I guess that's not even a question. Hey, Matt, what's up, man? Austin, I appreciate that. Thank you, man. What's up? Well, Phunware's up 6.65% in after hours. Let's see how we're correlating with DWAC here. DWAC still kind of running sideways, just barely in the red. Six Toem, what's up, man? Gyron, what's up? Susie, hello. Suzanne, hello. Look, man, I think my chat right now proves that retail just likes this stock. Like, you guys would not be here from several weeks ago of investing in this stock, or possibly getting burnt on the halts and the circuit breakers, and just ignoring your limit sells and your stop losses. Like, you guys wouldn't be here if you didn't actually think that this had somewhere to go and could potentially in the future. We need to keep the Phunware community strong and together, man. And I feel like everybody that got in this early is just going to be legends. Like, that's how it feels to me. I don't know. Stop riding the coattails of DWAC. They could do big things. Well, I've said it before. Listen, regardless of any correlation to DWAC or Trump or the new Truth Social app, there are so many other avenues that Phunware has to be able to gain revenue and grow and expand, that honestly, their correlation with DWAC is like maybe 5 or 10% of the value for me personally. Like, yeah, it's good for the extra media exposure and stuff. You're also going to get a lot of haters because it's politically charged, and, you know, not everybody agrees with Trump, et cetera, et cetera. But the exposure is good, so that it does help. But it's not, you know, everything Phunware is about or represents as far as the future goes. I mean, there's a lot more that they're doing than that little piece. But it seems like the only media attention that they can get with regards to that is that little piece, and I just strongly disagree that's all there is to it. Phunware is the new AMC. I've heard that a lot, man. I've heard that a lot. Hey, thank you, Music Living. Thank you for being here, man. I'll try to keep it good vibes and good energy all the time. Yeah, we're about 4 minutes out here from the earnings call. I am not, Marco. I'm not. A majority of my portfolio is in Fun. I also do other swings here and there. Sometimes I'll play call options. I'm definitely not all in on Fun, but it is the largest long holding position I have. I do hold AMC as well. What if they name drop Trump in the matter of minutes? That would be pretty crazy, Surtak. I'm not expecting that. Homer buys a lot of Bitcoins. Yes, they are sitting on a lot of Bitcoins. It's like 160 or 170 plus Bitcoins. Because they're Trump supporters. Personally, I'm not. But I know how much energy Trump supporters brings to things, so it seems like a winning bet. Yeah, like I said, regardless of the political affiliation, which we already know they have a history of, I feel like this company is much more than just that, right? All right, we're gonna switch the music over to the. I apologize for this music. This is their music, so don't crucify me, okay? The earnings report trumped people's expectations. That would be hilarious. Okay, that would be pretty funny. Wow, this music is pretty painful, huh? Okay. Let's see if they started right on time here. I'm thinking they do. If you guys could hit that like button for me and subscribe, that would be amazing, man. Alright, let's see what happens. Typical hold music, yep. Elevator music. Can't hear it? Well, there's no, the call's not live yet, so give it a second. Hey, if you guys don't already, follow me on Twitter too. That's where I post the majority of my information and communicate with people. We'll be going live sporadically throughout the weeks for Phunware and updating them on this channel, updating people on this channel. Hey, thank you, Wotaz. I appreciate that. It means a lot to hear things like that. It keeps me going, and it keeps me wanting to help people. Sound Miser, what's up, man? Brent, thank you very much. BioLife, thank you. Don't get demonetized. I won't. This is this channel is not monetized for one, because you have to have over 1,000 subscribers. Also, I'm pretty sure this is from a YouTube audio library. Here, we can just do this. There we go. Shareholder meeting in Florida. Yeah, I saw that as well. Macho Trader, I agree, man. Hey, I appreciate it, BioLife. Thank you, man. Thank you, RQ Bird. I appreciate you guys so much. The fact that we got 180 people in here on this account, and I like literally, this is my second stream on this. It's good, man. It just goes to show the actual numbers behind retail, man. Retail likes the stock, dude. Like, it's obvious. That would be very cool, KJ. Look, you honestly are sitting here telling me that retail is dropping off just a casual, 15K shares in 3 minutes. Now, what retail trader would sell 15,000 shares before this earnings call starts on a positive earnings call? Oh, here we go.
The format today will include prepared remarks by Alan, Matt, and Randall, followed by a question and answer session. As a reminder, today's discussion will include forward-looking statements.
All right, guys, I'm not going to bother you through this call. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let it play out. Thank you for being here. Like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I'll keep going if you guys keep showing up. I promise you.
And are based on various assumptions that are subject to risks and uncertainties disclosed in the risk factors section of our SEC filings. Actual results may differ materially, and undue reliance should not be placed on them. Additionally, the matters being discussed today may include non-GAAP financial measures. Reconciliation
Thank you,
of
Kelly.
GAAP to non-GAAP financial information is set forth in the earnings press release, which is available on the Investor Relations section of Phunware's website at investors.phunware.com.
No, the call is not on video.
It
is a phone call.
.phunware.com to access
I'm streaming
not
it
only
through
the
my
earnings
computer.
press release, but also the current investor presentation, SEC filings, and additional collateral on Phunware. At this time, I would like to turn things over to Phunware President, CEO, and co-founder, Alan Natowski. Sir, please proceed.
Thank you very much, and welcome to our third quarter 2021 investor conference call. As a reminder, Phunware is nearly a 13-year-old technology company focused on the intersection of mobile, cloud, big data, and blockchain, with business to business, business to government, and business to consumer customers worldwide. Our core mission is to create a Phunware ID for every human being on Earth that has a device touching a network that is connected to their favorite brands, applications, and venues that just happen to run Phunware software or intersect with our cloud-based infrastructure. On one side, we provide our B2B and B2G customers with everything they need to succeed on mobile, including the products, solutions, data, and services for their digital transformation needs on Apple iOS and Google Android devices and applications. On the other side, we provide our B2C customers with the hardware systems, software, and cryptocurrency services needed for their engagement and incentivized participation in high-performance gaming, streaming, trading, cryptocurrency mining, and personal productivity computing. Central to these efforts are our enterprise cloud platform for mobile called MaaS, or Multi-Screen as a Service, which is available for licensing under a SaaS business model over 1 to 5 year contract periods worldwide, and our Fun Token and FunCoin loyalty and rewards cryptocurrency ecosystem, which is facilitated transactionally with our FunWallet mobile applications and connects to the Ethereum blockchain. The completion of Q3 constituted continued operational momentum for our business as we further accelerated our MaaS platform vision and adoption across a number of key fronts, including new product introduction, indirect channel expansion, and more than a 50% sequential gain in quarter-over-quarter revenue growth with our customers. In parallel, the commencement of Q4 subsequently provided even more immediate scale and growth to our business as we formally closed our acquisition of Light Technology, dramatically improved our balance sheet with more than $65 million in additional cash, and guided Q4 revenue growth sequentially quarter-over-quarter to up more than 100% at $5 million or more. Importantly, and in tandem, we have also seen a material sequential increase in our total bookings and backlog quarter-over-quarter, which will be broken down in further detail by our CFO, Matt Aune, in his section of the earnings broadcast. In terms of our current operating environment, our core B2B and B2G customers have still not consistently returned to their offices and facilities and remain in a hybrid transition with regards to their employees and contractors safely returning back to work. We expect that cities, states, and countries will continue opening on a broader basis throughout the balance of the year, while also understanding that this process will be an ongoing and unpredictable journey that won't happen overnight in light of the shifting myriad of government mandates tied to the ongoing pandemic. In parallel, our B2C customers are both active and fully engaged, demonstrating strong demand for hardware and cryptocurrency alike, completely independent of what we see within the private and public sectors. As suggested in previous past quarters, and reiterated again here, we are both excited and comforted by the dramatic increase in activity across all aspects of our product and solution offerings from mobile, big data, cryptocurrency, high-performance computing, and the cloud. Importantly, this activity encompasses all of our core growth engines rolling forward, including our MaaS cloud, our data-driven loyalty marketplace, our secure blockchain-enabled token, coin, and wallet capabilities, and our high-performance computing systems for gaming, streaming, trading, cryptocurrency mining, and personal productivity. The past year was a genesis of a transition in our company's history, as we shifted from a non-recurring, low-margin transaction business to a far stickier, more scalable, recurring, and high-margin SaaS licensing business for our MaaS platform. In addition to continued enterprise and government interest in our MaaS digital front door solution for healthcare, our MaaS smart workplace solution for corporations, and our MaaS smart city solution for cities, we accelerated conversations with customers from sectors that were hit hard by the pandemic, including the hospitality and real estate verticals. These activities resulted in many new customer wins for our team, including Regent Square, Atlantis, Bahamas, Phoenix Children's Hospital, City of Pasadena, Virginia Hospital Center, and Yavapai Regional Medical Center, amongst many others. In conjunction with growing our portfolio of direct customers like these, we also further expanded our global footprint by amplifying our go-to-market strategy with indirect sales and channel partners, including Carrier Global Corporation, Cox Communications, Epic, HID Global, and Cooper Lighting Solutions. In parallel, we remain extremely excited about the completion of PhunWallet and the launch and scaling of our blockchain ecosystem powered by PhunCoin and PhunToken. We are now scaling and monetizing this part of our business and look forward to the accelerated global adoption of the blockchain-enabled MaaS customer data platform and MaaS mobile loyalty ecosystem commercially active. We are completely focused on the future and what a post-pandemic environment is going to look like for our business, while also recognizing and appreciating that the last year has represented a very interesting and unique challenge for all of us. We are excited to announce today more than 50% sequential revenue growth quarter over quarter from Q2, and also to guide to more than 100% sequential growth quarter over quarter for Q4. We expect to finish the year strong with more than $5 million of Q4 revenues to close 2021. As always, we will continue our core go-to-market strategy centered on direct and indirect agreements and contracts with Fortune 500 customers, especially in the Fortune 100 size range, and governments ranging from local and county to state and federal. In parallel, we will also dramatically expand our direct-to-consumer channel for B2C engagements across both our high-performance computing and cryptocurrency offerings to consumers. Importantly, and independent of the pandemic, we are extremely excited by a number of developments that have occurred over the past quarter, and even more excited by what we see coming in the quarters ahead. First, we added to our MaaS bookings, backlog, and deferred revenues for future revenue recognition over 1 to 5 year contract periods that will ultimately provide SaaS revenue recognition over the coming 12 to 60 months rolling forward. While these efforts do not provide instant or near-term gratification on revenue recognition for our P&L, they importantly demonstrate the ongoing health and expansion of our business and will be broken down in further detail by our CFO in his section of the earnings broadcast. As a reminder, and with our MaaS sales cycles typically representing 2 to 4 months on average, recent and pending customer wins will start appearing in our P&L in the coming reporting periods ahead. Second, we continue to expand our install base of Phunware IDs on MaaS to more than 15 billion devices worldwide, including MaaS platform scalability capable of supporting up to 5 billion transactions per day, 500,000 transactions per second, and 1 billion unique devices per month. With more than 1 petabyte of data, typically growing at more than 5 terabytes per day when operating at scale, our MaaS platform now provides a robust customer data platform inclusive of both a detailed data ontology and a comprehensive knowledge graph for one-to-one interactions and engagement. And third, we commercially launched our PhunWallet mobile applications on Apple iOS and Google Android in conjunction with our MaaS blockchain ecosystem, all powered by our PhunCoin and PhunToken cryptocurrencies. While PhunCoin security tokens will only appear on our balance sheet due to their status as a regulated security, PhunToken utility tokens will actually flow transactionally through our P&L as net new and virtually 100% gross margin revenue. At this time, our CFO, Matt Aune, will go deeper into our third quarter 2021 financial performance as reported, including our recent revenue growth and the dramatic improvements made to our balance sheet year to date. Matt, please go ahead.
Thanks, Alan, and good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to thank you all for joining us today for a review of our third quarter 2021 financial performance and our progress on key strategic initiatives. For clarity, I'll be discussing GAAP financial measures unless otherwise specifically noted. Our press release, 8-K, and website provide a reconciliation of all GAAP to non-GAAP financial results. Net revenues for the third quarter 2021 totaled $2.2 million, which represents 50% growth quarter over quarter. Our MaaS platform subscriptions and services customers revenue was $1.8 million, or 85% of total net revenues. Gross margin was 52.5% compared to 71.3% last year. On a non-GAAP adjusted basis, gross margin was 68.8% compared to 74.8% in the previous year. As I mentioned on our last earnings call, our margins were previously affected by a customer delay in Q2, which has since been resolved, with the project having been partially delivered in Q3. We continue to work with this customer to complete the project in Q4, and we're happy to report the initial project deliveries have been stellar. Total operating expense was $5.2 million, roughly flat from last year, excluding the charge for legal settlement we took in Q3 of 2020. Other non-cash operating expense items were stock-based compensation and amortization of intangibles, making up $1.2 million this year compared to $1.6 million in the prior year. By excluding these one-time and non-cash charges, adjusted operating expense was $4 million compared to $3.6 million last year. We have invested in our sales and marketing teams year over year and plan to further invest in those areas to fuel our future growth. Non-GAAP adjusted EBITDA loss was $2.5 million compared to $1.3 million last year. Net income was $0.4 million or 1 cent per share compared to $8.6 million net loss or 19 cents per share loss last year. The main factors driving the change was the full forgiveness of our $2.85 million PPP loan recognized this quarter, minimal interest expense as we have cleared up our balance sheet, along with the absence of the legal settlement from last year. Backlog and deferred revenue at the end of the quarter totaled $6.1 million, down from $8 million at the end of the last quarter. The reduction in backlog mainly has to do with customer delivery in Q3, along with lighter than expected bookings closing in the quarter, with decisions being pushed to Q4 with a few of our customers. Moving to the balance sheet, we closed the quarter with just under $1 million in cash and $1.1 million in debt, which is a far cry from where we sit today. Subsequent to the closing of Q3, we raised approximately $62 million from our active at-the-market offering with B. Riley Securities, and another $4.6 million from warrant exercises. In addition to the equity raise, the company issued a promissory note with Streeterville Capital, borrowing $5.2 million in conjunction with the closing of the Light Technologies transaction. With these proceeds, we have preemptively paid down the $1.1 million of promissory and convertible notes that would have come due in 2024. We also announced last week that we purchased an additional 100 Bitcoin for approximately $6.2 million, bringing our total holdings to approximately 129 Bitcoin. We believe cryptocurrency will continue to be a large part of our business going forward, and having the ability to hold and transact multiple cryptocurrencies provides flexibility with our own Phuncoin and Phuntoken offerings. We currently accept Bitcoin and Ethereum for Phuntoken purchases, and recently announced that we have begun to accept Bitcoin for Light by Phunware personal computer purchases. In closing, and I've said previously, the transformation we have gone through in the past 12 months in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic has been remarkable. We have successfully improved our balance sheet to fully fund our short-term and long-term objectives. Not once in our history as a public company have we had the ability to say that our balance sheet is stabilized with minimal debt and ample cash for the future. We are finalizing plans for 2022 and look forward to sharing more details on our next earnings call. We will continue to be active with financial conferences and investor meetings in our efforts to tell our story and further strengthen our corporate profile in the capital markets. The next conferences we will be attending include the Roth 10th Annual Virtual Technology and inaugural AgTech Answers virtual event on November 17th, and the Ladenburg-Thalmann Virtual Technology Expo 2021 on November 18th. We will look to augment the number of one-on-one conversations and meetings with high-class institutional investors at each event as opportunities present themselves. With that, I would like to turn the call over to Randall.
Thanks, Matt. During our last earnings call, I discussed our go-to-market strategy, but the activity and attention surrounding our stock over the past few weeks means we have many new shareholders who are less familiar with the company and what we are endeavoring to do. At a high level, we are a technology company that enables enterprises to engage people contextually. But with our initiatives in data and blockchain, we can help verify and incentivize that contextual engagement. In a world where many of the products you buy are Amazon-enabled, we are well positioned to ensure many of your experiences are Phunware-enabled because our platform can get the right content to the right person on the right screen at the right time in the right place to drive profitable behavior. The reason we are so well positioned to succeed is because we've been doing this for over 12 years and on behalf of some of the most recognized brands in the world, as evidenced by Figure 1 shown here. However, just as important as who we do it for is how we do it. Enterprises value working with Phunware because our platform approach makes it easier for them to manage numerous vendors and disparate workflows by seamlessly integrating them into a unified ecosystem that is mobile first. Rather than one app to replace them all, we provide one app to rule them all. Figure 2 will give you a sense of just how extensive our integration portfolio has become, which makes it more efficient and cost-effective for our customers to deploy solutions specifically tailored to their needs. For example, we announced during the quarter that we have completed a comprehensive integration with Epic and have been added to the Epic App Orchard marketplace, which makes it easier for Epic customers to take advantage of our mass digital front door for healthcare. This will help us expand our sales reach since Epic has almost a third of the electronic health record market and more than 40% of all hospital beds. These integrations also complement our indirect channel strategy, where we work closely with much larger companies like the ones shown in Figure 3 who are interested in either integrating key features of our platform into their own solutions or white labeling our off-the-shelf solutions that have been optimized by industry. This quarter, we were thrilled to complete initial sales training and collateral preparation for Carrier, who integrated our mass location-based services software into their Blue Diamond platform. By following the link provided in our earnings call transcript here, you can see our technology in action and how it can seamlessly support corporate campuses, entertainment venues, hospitals, convention centers, and more. We also announced two notable new indirect channels during the quarter. HID Global, who is a worldwide leader in access control and has integrated our Mass Smart Workplace solution with HID Origo to increase employee engagement, reduce the number of employee applications their customers must maintain, and simplify each employee's daily experience, as well as Cox Communications, which is the business division of Cox Business, who is not only an industry leader in broadband, Internet of Things, and managed cloud services, but also active in delivering connected health solutions that enhance the relationship between patients and caregivers. By leveraging our mass digital front door, Cox ProSite will be able to better support excellent patient experiences and outcomes, drive cost savings, and more efficiently coordinate facility resources. We officially launched this collaboration with Cox at HIMSS 2021 on August 9th, 2021 in Las Vegas. These types of partnerships are central to our sales strategy to scale revenue in 2022 as we focus on indirect selling through our four primary channels that comprise our global reseller network. 1, hardware vendors. 2, software developers. 3, system integrators. And 4, carriers. In order to effectively support our channel partners and their customers, we offer comprehensive webinars, case studies, articles, ebooks, and additional training opportunities. The Phunware Phenom Certified Developer Program is also available to provide on-demand courses and live training sessions remotely to learn more about math and how it helps brands better execute their digital strategy and establish a true mobile presence. In parallel, we provide full mass documentation and software portals via the Phunware Documentation Portal and GitHub, respectively. By partnering with and supporting larger companies and their global distribution networks, we seek to scale faster without incurring the heavy expense of a direct sales force. Although we haven't had any difficulty in the past, it's worth noting that our target partners look favorably on our improved balance sheet now that we have $65 million of cash on hand to complement our years of experience. Looking ahead, it will be important for us to be good stewards of this capital, but we fully plan to leverage it for growth, both organically and inorganically. As of the end of the third quarter, we currently have 69 employees who are primarily located in Texas, Florida, and California, with an average tenure of approximately 5 years, exceeding the average retention benchmark set in tech by over 66% according to PESA. We're also excited to welcome 27 new members to the team from Illinois as a result of our recent acquisition of Light Technology. During the first half of 2022, we will be working to relocate operations and key personnel to Austin, Texas. We're excited to properly resource Light, a company that has largely grown through word of mouth and excellent customer service. Although we have set an initial post-closing financial performance target of approximately $1 million a month in revenue over the first 12 months, we expect our ability to materially address supply chain and marketing constraints will allow us to significantly ramp revenue generated by Light. In parallel, we plan to expand our software sales and marketing team with a focus on indirect channel experience, as we've seen nearly 100% increase in sales activity from the first quarter to this quarter as we begin to rebound from the pandemic. Quarter over quarter, we saw the most activity and interest in these 4 verticals. First, mass digital front door for healthcare. Second, mass smart workplace for corporations. Third, mass smart city for local officials and chambers of commerce. And fourth, mass advocacy for politicians. In closing, I'd like to turn things back over to Alan for final remarks and a brief commentary on our mass blockchain ecosystem managed by PhunWallet and powered by PhunCoin and PhunToken.
Thanks, Randall. As highlighted throughout today's call, we are all extremely excited by the ongoing scaling of our mass blockchain ecosystem and the high-performance computing system that we can now ship directly to consumers because of our Light Technology acquisition. What it means to me is that our decade-plus of mass platform building across mobile, cloud, and big data, accompanied by our years of community engagement in blockchain and cryptocurrencies, have resulted in the culmination and convergence of massive global addressable markets and trends that can now act as strong wind at our backs to further accelerate our recent growth. We expect this ecosystem to complement and supplement our core mass offerings as we offer our enterprise customers additional capabilities to identify, engage, and incent their target audiences. While many corporations and individuals are newly familiar with blockchain and cryptocurrencies, both Phunware and our executives have a long and distinguished history within the global digital asset community. As such, we expect to be a trusted bridge for Fortune 500 corporations and governments looking to leverage blockchain. Please look for additional announcements in the coming weeks and months ahead as we enable consumers to not only regain control of their data with PhunCoin, but also to reward them for their engagement with PhunToken, which can be purchased online with US dollars, Bitcoin, and Ethereum at buy.phuntoken.com. In parallel, and as we would again reiterate here, we intend to complement and supplement our core organic growth activities through direct and indirect channels worldwide with opportunistic inorganic mergers and acquisitions. Importantly, and as we recently did with Light Technology, we expect to focus our merger and acquisition activity rolling forward on targets that are operating profitably and would represent accretive deals in areas that will provide more customers, more partnerships, and more distribution for our mass platform and cryptocurrency ecosystem, especially in international markets including Europe, Asia, and South America. Finally, and importantly rolling forward, we expect to maintain a laser focus on our core operating and financial model, which includes top-line growth of 30% or more year over year while achieving cash neutrality from operations. In parallel, we also expect to leverage our newfound balance sheet strength to transition our corporate treasury activities into a strategic asset for the company. Not only can you expect to see more purchases of Bitcoin as we go for storing value and protecting ourselves from inflation, but you can expect to see an efficient and strategic use of stablecoins and decentralized finance to generate meaningful financial returns for our overall operations and results. With that, and in conjunction with a very sincere thank you for your ongoing interest and support in all that we do on behalf of the entire Phunware family worldwide, I'd like to now open the call for questions to the operator. Operator, go ahead, please.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the floor is now open for questions. If you have any questions or comments, please press star one on your touch-tone phone. Pressing star two will remove you from the queue should your question be answered. And lastly, while posing your question, please pick up your handset if listening on speakerphone to provide optimum sound quality. Please hold while we poll for questions. Your first question is coming from Darren.
All right,
Aftahi
let's see what their
Roth
questions
Capital
are.
Partners. Your line is live.
Hey guys, thanks for taking my questions and nice work on the quarter. A few, if I may. First on your mass business, I'm just curious, you made a bevy of indirect partner announcements. What was kind of the mix of revenue? Is it mostly still direct? And then if it is mostly direct, how is the pipeline building with the indirect channel?
Yeah, I'll be happy to address that. When we actually announced all the results this time, we're still seeing a lot of direct business. So I'd say still kind of think 90% of that is direct, 10% is indirect. Importantly, we've done a lot of communications over the last 90 days with a lot of these net new channels that we set up. The biggest ones that we're most focused on to get to scale fastest include carrier, where they're actually, as Randall said, bundling our location-based offering within our platform into their solution, as that represents a upsell of what they're offering to their customers in terms of a smart workplace solution. They have 100,000 customers, and they're already purchasing all the hardware across escalators, elevators, access control, security, and other components of heating, air, and so forth. And they're offering a simple upsell and cross-sell. So we expect through our communications with them, they said it's usually about a 6 to 12 month period for them to scale up and get the kind of the big cog rolling through their distribution worldwide. And we're probably about 7 months through that process. So we expect finishing this quarter and into Q1 for that to start really kicking in. Secondarily, Cox Communication is another big focus with Cox Enterprise. And a lot of that training, a lot of the components that are going on with their healthcare solutions that they've OEM or white labeled from us, we're going through the same process. So the training, the certification, getting the sales teams up to speed. And while we're starting with healthcare, we'd like to be able to expand that to other verticals within Cox Communication and Cox Enterprise. But I think what you're going to see is the rest of this year, and we've seen this across many of the large distribution partners, they're really just trying to get all teed up for January of next year, trying to get COVID put behind them and get their sales teams worldwide to be out and about with their customers and start activating. So it's mostly been sales, training, prep, and then getting the train-the-trainer activities done. And then I think we're going to start seeing Q1 and beyond as they go back to live, a different composition of direct versus indirect.
That's helpful, Alan. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this question, but on the supply chain, through earnings, we've heard a lot of different, sort of headwinds. So 2 parts to this. Really, on the light technology business, any cause for concern in terms of supply chain and procuring what you need? And then on the mass indirect side, is there anything you're seeing consternation in the channel where your partners are having a hard time procuring hardware that they would need to integrate your service into?
Sure, that's a great question and quite timely. We're very focused on that same issue and what are we seeing across verticals and just in general. So I would say in our case, we closed the Light acquisition and we're in a unique position of having a lot of backlog in place. And right now, as kind of a early teaser, we've seen a 60% uptick in the amount of orders comparable year over year during the comparable period subsequent to our closing. So demand does not seem to be a problem. And even when we met Light, when they were still private and pre-acquisition, their biggest problem was that they had never reached saturation of demand. They literally had to turn off the order bucket because they were getting so many orders relative to your questions about how much can you fulfill. Inside Phunware, this is quite a different thing. We want to take off that and just keep turning up the volume, so to speak, on allowing as much demand to come in as possible. Now, in order to do that, there's 2 things that we need. And one is simple for us to address. Light has 1 8-hour shift we have the ability to add a second and even a third shift with personnel. That's not a problem. So we don't see either the demand nor the organizational manpower to do that work as a challenge. The biggest challenge you're saying is when you're really dealing with these systems are chips and boards. And so what we found here in Q4, the second we closed the deal with Light, our executive team reached out through our own network and sourced brand new supply relationship that we have yet to announce directly with a large manufacturer out of Asia. And we instantly set up a brand new supply to address backlog and new orders. And that's going to be, amazing for here in Q4. Importantly, we're now having conversations with that net new supplier to expand dramatically throughout 2022. I think they still see and recognize the problem of chips and what you're seeing out off the coast of California with, backed up ships and ports. And so right now what we're doing is adding even more net new discussions with net new suppliers. And what we want to do is to figure out whether there's really a ceiling to the demand. We're fully comfortable, and Randall does a great job of managing the team and adding the shifts and the personnel and the capacity we need to fulfill the orders. The rest of it is just going to be taking everything Light already put in place, and that was working quite well historically, but then we wanted to take our relationships and start setting up numerous new supply chains behind these four dominant personas. The high-end performance systems for gaming, those for streaming, those for trading markets, those for cryptocurrency mining, and then candidly, folks that are just using it for advanced personal productivity. So we are not yet seeing the same residual effects other than we're very conscious of the fact that the supply crunch is real. Relationships matter. New supply sources matter. And I think depending on what type of chips and boards you're doing and what part of the hardware ecosystem you're in, you're seeing a pretty wide spectrum as to whether they see this being another 3 to 6 months or something that's going to go deeper into 2022.
Great. Just if I could squeeze one last one in, maybe for Matt. Your $5 million or better revenue guide in the fourth quarter. What's the rough mix between, call it, hardware and software and services?
Yeah, thanks, Darren. So we're not giving out detail in terms of what that is. For us right now, it's a matter of getting Light ramped up. We've been with them in less than a month right now, so we certainly have expectations on that side of the business. But really, a lot of the core Phunware business is going to drive a lot of the revenue for this quarter as well in terms of just software, application transaction, and fund token sales. So, we don't have an exact split on that, but we feel comfortable with our $5 million for the quarter.
Thanks.
Okay, the next question is coming from Scott Buck from H.C. Wainwright. Your line is live.
Hey, chat, can I ask
good afternoon, guys.
Holy crap.
I know it was touched on a few times.
This guy's loud. Here, I'll turn him down.
Strategy around Light, but could you kind of talk about what the longer-term opportunity is and whether there are opportunities to kind of mesh it with the legacy business or the fund token, fund wallet, fund coin side of things?
Yeah, I'm going to start with this one, and then I'm going to have Randall finish it up for me. As what's really important, and we talked about in the vision, is how important it is for us to get a Phunware ID for every human being on the planet. When I started the business, I think I was actually laughed at out loud when I said that to some institutional investors because that was a bit too ambitious, apparently. But after we fast forward 12 years, got over 15 billion of these Phunware IDs, and we expect to dramatically accelerate that. Now it's a very different situation. Importantly, what we want to do is get that ID for each person who has a device touching a network through their favorite brands, applications, and everything that they're tied to venues that run our software. And what we expect to do is, when you think of companies that are pure enterprise software like Adobe and Microsoft and Salesforce, there's kind of a certain expectation of what that means. And conversely, you saw pure hardware companies, the way Apple started or Dell or others. And you saw most of the hardware companies drive out towards software and services. And increasingly, you've seen more of the software companies like Microsoft that have very large hardware businesses. For us, because we want at a core to get these Phunware IDs to facilitate a global user base that is in control of their own digital identity, that has complete personal sovereignty of everything they do. They're not going to be exploited like they are with Facebook or Google or Twitter or Snap. They're going to be KYC verified individuals who are providing voluntarily all their data information and engagement on an incentivized basis to populate audiences and market segments that brands can then trust that those segments that they're going to engage with are completely real, completely transparent, openly on a ledger on the blockchain, and allow those brands and those users to connect with one another in a safe way that also compensates users for their engagement and their behavior across those incentives. And so at the core of this, we see software is delivered inside applications, Apple iOS and Google Android. We see software running in the cloud. We see software that we have being bundled with the hardware that Light represents. And as these high-performance systems get shot out to market, that becomes a housing point for our software and for many of the things that we're doing with FunWallet, FunCoin, and FunToken, as these represent a lot of the early adopters and represent nodes in a global decentralized network that allows us to completely change the dynamics of how people are respected, in control of their digital identity and information, that safely engage with brands transparently, where both parties know what's happening. You keep a ledger of all of it. And for us, it just allows us to upsell and cross-sell. To your point specifically, before I hand this over to Randall, if you downloaded our FunWallet application right now on either iOS or Android, you would find an upsell or a cross-sell is one of the first cards you would see within it, separate from the engagement and survey and other interactions you could do, where it's actually promoting the high-performance system and the Black Friday sales that we have throughout the month, where you can get those high-performance machines without any build cost and with some really interesting high-end personas that will allow people to be who they are. You know, we not only want to reward you for being you, but we want to accelerate your personal identity and you engaging in any way that you want. And Randall, can you talk about a little bit of how that ties into the customer data platform and the build-out that's going on operationally? That would be really helpful. Thank you.
No, I think you hit it. If anybody wants to dive deep, we can do a one-on-one after this. We're a transparent company. We're always available. If you really want to go down the rabbit hole before that conversation, just kind of, Google and research decentralized Oracle networks. But the way I would think about it, for anybody on this call that's new to this whole ecosystem, especially from a shareholder perspective, Amazon wouldn't be Amazon if they didn't invest considerably in hardware so that you could experience the magic of software and on-demand cloud services and on-demand delivery of products. You wouldn't be infatuated with Bitcoin if somebody didn't invest in very high-end computing systems in order to deliver this new fanciful internet money. Software exists at the pleasure of hardware, and only companies with the wherewithal and the persistence to actually build something meaningful actually have the guts to build the hardware infrastructure that's required to deliver, especially on-demand anything. And we expect to deliver on-demand experiences. And having a data economy behind that is truly decentralized will live into the promise of Web 3. And so when you think about anything in decentralization, it's got to run on computers rather than running on centralized data servers. What if you had a worldwide network of high-end computing systems that were truly decentralized? So let's leave some time for some more questions.
That's helpful, guys. I appreciate the color there. And second one, just on M&A, with all the additional capital you have now, does anything change in the way you're looking at potential targets?
Well, so I'll take a stab at that one. So the way we always look at M&A is always very consistent with or without big balance sheets, right? We find things that are opportunistic, sometimes strategic. What we really want to do is get more touch points all over the world. I do think you're right that with a flush balance sheet, we are doing lots of deep dives with our board and working through our finalized operating plan, which then allows us to provide some more detailed guidance to all of you once we get through that planning process and finalize and approve it. The way we're thinking about things is that some companies just have like really strange valuation parameters or ownership structures, whether they're public or private, that really just make a lot of the M&A a bit challenging. Clearly, with a lot more money that we have and strong stock price, market capitalization, it opens up more opportunities. I will say candidly, there's some folks that Randall and I have talked to historically, both in the public and private markets, about M&A and buying businesses that respectfully said no thank you, or had issues where they didn't want to move forward because of either ownership structures or management structures. Some actually, contacted us recently where they, I think, have a little regret and remorse for having said no. We'll only do deals if it's disciplined. It's going to be accretive. It's going to make financial sense to both of us. And honestly, we don't look for anything where someone's trying to sell a business to us and disappear. The real attraction of Light was not only that Light wanted to do a deal with Phunware and come join us.
Sorry, Chad, that was me.
But that the founder and CEO didn't want to go anywhere. In fact, we wouldn't have wanted to do the deal had he wanted to have a desire to go elsewhere. I think we will, now having very little debt, we can always look for revolvers for M&A. I think we have a lot more opportunities to use supplements of cash or cash and stock to consummate M&A if we find the right fit. But I think the way you should think about it is going to be 3 levels of capital, and those 3 levels of capital will feed into what happens within organic and inorganic growth. Bucket 1 is all the cash and stablecoin oriented things that we do to manage what our needs are to operate and scale the business. Bucket 2 will be all the things that we deal with in decentralized finance to make our corporate treasury much more of a strategic weapon, if you will, to operate in the market worldwide. And then the final base bucket of that is, of course, Bitcoin, which we continue to believe in as long as the federal government is going to continue to print money the way it is. We look at the cost of capital at about 25% based on the amount of dollars being generated. And so that's really the threshold that we look at on the cost of capital as to what makes sense and then what kind of asset is being used.
All right. Great, guys. I appreciate the additional color. Thanks a lot.
Okay, the next question is coming from Ed Wu from Ascendant Capital. Your line is up.
Yeah, congratulations on the quarter. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about your strategy on Bitcoin. Do you anticipate that the amount of coins you have to fluctuate quarter to quarter? And then also, do you anticipate acquiring any other cryptocurrency?
Sure. So I'll take a first pass and then let Matt make some additional
All he needs to say is diamond hands, baby.
So first and foremost, we look at Bitcoin as a complete hedge against inflation. Inflation's out of control. If the official number as released was a little over 6, you might as well double or triple that to 12 or 18. We believe that there's a lot of concern of having 40% of all U.S. dollars in the history of our country printed in the last 12 months. We think that that's going to be very bullish for Bitcoin. And the issue is when you have a lot of financial assets and a lot of physical assets, all those are going to get denominated in U.S. dollars. So Bitcoin is the one thing that is not denominated in U.S. dollars. And in fact, over the last 12 years, the U.S. dollar has dropped 99% in value against Bitcoin. And even gold, physical gold, has dropped 95% in value over the last 12 years. So while there's volatility in the asset, you kind of have one asset that has a lot of volatility but goes up on average 200% per year for 12 straight years. And on the other aspect, you have the U.S. dollar, which is dropping between 20 and 25% per year in value with certainty. It's actually terrifying to think that you lose, as a personal level, 1% of your wealth every 30 days right now. Because even at 4% inflation, which is far lower than what reality is, you're going to lose 50% of your wealth in the next 20 years at 4%. And we're way, way higher than that. So Bitcoin is going to be foundational to preserve value, to preserve purchasing power. And I think you should expect that our Bitcoin balance is predominantly going to not only stay where it's at, but it's just going to continue to rise. So when you're asking about variability, don't expect us to be, buying and selling and trading Bitcoin. That's not what we do. What we do is we treat it as a strategic asset to preserve protection against inflation, purchasing power, and flexibility. So that's what we're going to do. On other currencies, as Randall, I think, said, and Matt said, we obviously accept Bitcoin and Ethereum in addition to US dollars when we sell our fund tokens. So we haven't yet disclosed an Ethereum balance, but we do have Ethereum. And as we get into decentralized finance, you can expect we're going to touch different kind of assets in a very safe and manageable way with our corporate treasury. Matt, comments?
No, Alan, I think you kind of touched on it all there. So, Ed, we're obviously we've kind of made a few announcements, and you can follow along in our Q's and K's as to how we're acquiring and at what prices. And I'm sure the funny thing with accounting for this is we've got to write down anytime the value of Bitcoin goes down. But obviously we don't take any gains on it until we sell it. So you're not going to see anything on there anytime soon. We're not selling Bitcoin. We're holding. And, as Alan said, it's part of our strategy going forward, and we'll kind of keep everybody up to date as we move forward with that.
Well, you guys have definitely done very well. So congratulations. Thank you for answering my question.
Thanks, Ed.
Once again, if there are any remaining questions or comments, please indicate so by pressing star one. The next question is coming from Howard Halpern from Taglich Brothers. Your line is live.
Congratulations on all the work you've been doing these quarters.
Thanks, Howard.
A couple of housekeeping questions. I don't know if you mentioned it. What is your backlog entering the fourth quarter in recurring revenue?
Yeah, I mentioned it. It's just a little over $6 million entering the fourth quarter.
Okay. And with all the transactions post the quarter, how many shares outstanding do you have from the offering and the warrant exercise?
Yeah, so we have 96.2 million shares is our current.
Okay.
So we sold a decent amount after September 30th.
Okay. And in terms of the Light acquisition, what over the longer term, I guess, or over the next 12 months, what type of gross margin profile does it have compared to the software business? Obviously, it's hardware versus software. So, but what is that mix going to do over the longer term?
It's a great question, and it's something, as Alan mentioned, we're working through an operating plan right now and going through everything with the board. You're correct that in terms of hardware, it's kind of your typical hardware business where there are going to be lower margins. That being said, there are quite a few things that we're doing now to try to improve margins, whether that's new supplier relationships or just more efficient activities in getting the computers out and different kind of low-hanging fruit. So we'll kind of see how that shakes out, and obviously once we get a quarter under our belt, and you guys will be able to see kind of where that is. But certainly it's going to be a mix of a higher margin software and slightly lower margin hardware business, and we'll kind of update you guys as we get some numbers in and kind of figure out what that's going to look like going forward.
Yeah, Howard, and one thing just to add on to that to help, we also have a new product, right? So all of the fund token that we're selling is virtually 100% gross margin. We mint that internally as our own cryptocurrency. Right. I think we're the first NASDAQ or NYSE listed company in history to actually issue its own cryptocurrency. There's a lot that buy Bitcoin. There's a lot that mine Bitcoin. But the concept of having a fully regulated set of things that you're doing, I think we're unique and we're the first. We're excited by that. And then, in parallel, by doing that, really the cost of goods when we do that and we do those sales are basically the KYC fees to make sure you're validating identity and AML and all the other controls. And then the other part of that is typically the gas fees or the transaction fees that you pay in Ethereum. So to Matt's point, cryptocurrency, having Bitcoin is important, having Ethereum is important because U.S. dollars can't be used in the world of blockchain. And in order to facilitate transactions, all the fees are in different types of cryptocurrencies. So that should be helpful. And I think, as Matt said, we'll have both the hardware-oriented margins, the software margins you're used to, and then we're going to have things that look even better than software as it relates to cryptocurrency margins.
Okay. And just one last one on, I don't know, maybe some tailwind as you go into 2022 as the money starts flowing from the projects from the newly passed infrastructure bill. How is that going to impact, especially on, smart cities offerings as infrastructure gets upgraded across the country?
Oh, infrastructure
so I think
time?
We're all still getting our arms around as to exactly what in that massive pile of a bill is really going to represent, actual physical infrastructure versus, programs of all sorts of shapes and varieties. And I think what's interesting is I'm currently in Miami. We have offices in Miami, Austin, and Southern California. And one of the things that just came out literally shortly before our call, and I'm meeting with Mayor Suarez on my next visit here in a couple weeks. They just announced a really interesting initiative. They're actually going to take Bitcoin dividends from the city of Miami, and they're going to give Bitcoin dividends to every citizen who downloads a wallet and uses a Bitcoin wallet here in the city of Miami as a beneficiary of what they're doing. And in parallel to that, they've now accepted almost $20 million at the local city level from a separate cryptocurrency that are tied to people effectively, if you think, that are staking, what they think is going to happen with the city of Miami and ways to contribute to the local community. And that's nearly $20 million of found money. And with all that money, what the mayor is attempting to do is to make all their public services budget neutral. So imagine where you can operate the city budget neutral through the use of cryptocurrency and effectively start reducing the taxes from property tax, sales tax, because they no longer need to get that from the residents. And in fact, not only are they trying to do that, but they're trying to give dividends of the benefit of that accrued value to the citizens of the city. So I think it's a really important thing to watch here in the United States, much like you should watch very close attention to what El Salvador is doing as a country and how phenomenal that's changed. So I do think we're going to see a lot of investment where the Internet of Things is going to be supplemented by a trademark we own called the Software of Things, where we're going to deliver smart city solutions and a downloadable app that a constituent, a resident, a visitor can all engage with all the services offered by the local community. And I think we kicked that off with the city of Pasadena to showcase how that's possible.
Okay. Well, keep up the great work, guys.
I'd now like to turn the call back to Alan for closing remarks.
Yeah, our closing remarks, I just want to say thank you for all of you that have been supporting us. Obviously, since we've been public, we've gone through a lot of interesting things. COVID has been, just a crazy thing to deal with for all of us in our business, in yours, personal life, and everything in between. We're very empathetic to the differences between cities and states. We have employees and partners and customers all over the country and around the world. And obviously, all of the protocols are amazingly different. So I do appreciate all of the help and support along the way. We've been trying to be very candid and open about what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, what's important to us, and why. And we're trying to be very authentic and genuine about that. We're trying to tell you in advance what we plan to do, then we go do it, and then we report back the results. And I think the last 90 days have been exciting to really show you all the investments we made during COVID of what is possible and what can start happening. So now we're going to take this, enjoy a day, and get right back to it tomorrow and start really scaling, because while COVID isn't completely over, we're hopeful that by the end of the year, come January, we'll have people ready to kick off a brand new year, and our team's going to do that at the Consumer Electronics Show out in Las Vegas right after the holidays. In final conclusion, I want to just make a special thank you and wish nothing but the best for our veterans around the world. Randall, who I have the pleasure of working with every day, both he and I were ex-United States Army military officers, and we're just thrilled to have not only been able to serve our country, but to also recognize the sacrifices of those soldiers and their families around the world that are actually making our way of life possible. So on this unique day, happy Veterans Day. God bless all of you that have been serving our country, and God bless America. So we're really excited for what comes next with Phunware. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This does conclude today's conference call. You may disconnect your phone lines at this time, and have a wonderful day.
Okay. Well then. That just happened. There is so much to unpack there. I am going to listen to this over again, and if you guys want me to like put together some key points that I liked, maybe in a short video, maybe I can do that for you. If you want that, I will. If not, I can just take key points out and we can post them on Twitter and stuff. I will keep posting on Twitter. I appreciate the support here, man. Holy crap. You guys are insane, man. You guys are insane. Thank you very much. It's okay, Ken AJ. Listen, another note on these streams, I'm not going to allow any toxicity in my chat, okay? You can root for whoever you want to root for, but if you're disrespectful, you're gonna be leaving, okay? Yeah, thank you guys, man. We'll get back at it. Like and subscribe. We'll stream some price action throughout the week. We might hit it tomorrow morning, actually. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go back through and listen to that call, and we'll post some highlights from that call and some things that I thought were important. I'll retweet some news and stuff, because, you know, there's going to be reports coming out. So, yeah. Dude, if I'm thinking that if we get enough apes together and enough retail traders together with a list of questions that we could ask the COO, and you guys would support that kind of thing, I'll go ask him for an interview and we can do it live. If you guys want me to try that, then whatever, man. It's crazy to think that so early into this account that I could do that kind of thing, but I'm definitely down, and I'll try to represent retail in the best light. Appreciate you guys, man. All right, catch you later. Like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter @thatwasfun. Thank you, family. Appreciate you.